Welcome, curious minds, to Decoding Aesthetics, a new journey into the fascinating worlds of online visual cultures. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on an aesthetic that romanticizes the pursuit of knowledge itself, dark academia. It's more than just a style. It's an entire worldview, steeped in history, literature, and the quiet thrill of intellectual discovery. But what lies beyond the stacks of old books and melancholic melodies? Let's unpack it. At its core, dark academia is an aesthetic that idealizes higher education, arts, and humanities. It draws inspiration from 19th and early 20th century European boarding schools and universities, places like Oxford, Cambridge, and the Ivy League. Visually, think tweed jackets, plaid skirts, cable-knit sweaters. Dark academia fashion is all about scholarly elegance. The color palette revolves around muted browns, deep greens, navy blue, and charcoal gray, often with pops of cream or burgundy. Beyond fashion, it embraces classical literature, ancient languages, poetry, art history, and mythology. The quintessential activities involve reading old books, deep philosophical discussions, late-night studies, writing letters, and exploring dusty archives. While it exploded on platforms like Tumblr and TikTok, dark academia's roots run deep. It's heavily influenced by the Romantic literary movement of the 18th and 19th centuries, with its emphasis on emotion, individualism, and a fascination with the past, the sublime, and often melancholy. Think of Lord Byron, Mary Shelley, or Edgar Allan Poe. Their works often explored themes of forbidden knowledge, dark secrets, and intense intellectual pursuits that resonate deeply with this aesthetic. Films like Dead Poets Society also cemented a lot of the imagery: the dedicated students, the inspirational teacher, the secret society vibe, the emphasis on poetry and self-expression within a rigid academic setting. It's a yearning for a particular era of intellectual fervor, a time when scholars were seen as romantic figures, shrouded in mystery and deep thought. But what philosophical undercurrents flow through dark academia? At its best, it champions the pure pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. It's about intellectual curiosity, critical thinking, and a deep appreciation for the human endeavor of understanding the world. There's a romanticization of the past, seeing wisdom in tradition and the works of previous generations. It can foster a love for classics, a rejection of superficiality, and a quiet rebellion against modern, fast-paced consumer culture. However, it also carries a significant philosophical weight around melancholy and existentialism. There's a pervasive sense of longing for a bygone era and an appreciation for the darker, more complex aspects of human nature and history. The pursuit of knowledge can sometimes lead to a confrontation with unsettling truths. For me, as someone fascinated by ethics, dark academia often prompts questions about the responsibility of knowledge. If we gain great understanding, how should we then act in the world? While aesthetically pleasing and intellectually inspiring, dark academia isn't without its criticisms. One of the most prominent is its inherent elitism and lack of diversity. It often centers around privileged, often white, Eurocentric academic experiences, potentially excluding or underrepresenting diverse voices and histories. Then there's the issue of consumerism. For an aesthetic that values old books and timeless pieces, it can paradoxically fuel a drive to buy vintage clothing, accumulate books you might never read, simply for the look. This goes against the conscious consumption many of us strive for. As a creator who loves making gifts instead of buying, this is something I reflect on. We also see a potential for unhealthy glorification of academic burnout and stress. The all-nighter culture and intense solitary study can, for some, romanticize an unsustainable and unhealthy approach to learning. Lastly, the focus on Western humanities can sometimes lead to a narrow worldview, overlooking the rich intellectual traditions and philosophies of non-Western cultures. I resonate deeply with the introspection and the search for meaning that defines dark academia. There's a quiet, reflective energy that calls to me, and I appreciate how it inspires so much art, writing, and even the crafting of knowledge itself. But something always pulls me back to the tangible world. I find myself asking, how can this pursuit of old knowledge better inform our understanding of the living world today? How can we learn from history to build a more sustainable and ethical future? Ultimately, dark academia reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a magical, transformative process. It's about revealing something beautiful that was previously hidden, overlooked, or forgotten, and insight, not just in libraries, but in the intricate patterns of nature, the complexities of human thought, and the subtle energies that connect us all. What are your thoughts on dark academia? Do you find yourself drawn to its intellectual allure, or are you wary of its shadows? Share your perspective in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to explore more aesthetics with a critical and creative eye, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Next time on Decoding Aesthetics, we'll be stepping into the peaceful, beautiful, and happy, often with a strong sense of simplicity and charm, world of cottagecore, exploring its connection to nature, simplicity, and perhaps a touch of everyday magic. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.